Hello everybody, this is epidemiology class. Just epidemiology or the word epidemiology from the Greek originated word as noun from EP plus demo is logos mathematically, which is equals to epidemiology. So epidemiology is as noun, it is the word inquiry science or epidemiology is the science of inquiry, and so epidemiology is the science of solving healthy problems, and epidemiology is the cornerstone of the public health. Even if epidemiology is the basic science for public health. So the term epidemiology from the Greek originated word or free from the three Greek terms, which means EP plus demo with logos. That one is epidemiology. This one is the meaning of epidemiology. Then after the definition of epidemiology as noun, epidemiology is the study of anything happens to the people, which means what we say epidemiology is it is the science of solving health problems, and the science of cornerstone, and epidemiology is the basic science. Just epidemiology can cover all about here. So simply here is the word epidemiology from the very beginning of EP plus demo plus logos. That one is as noun EP, which is equal to up or on or before man or on the man, plus demo, which is equal to as noun people or district population and man, plus the study of or the doctrine of prevention and control healthy problems. That one is the meaning of the epidemiology. To the reason of this, epidemiology is a study of anything that happens to the people. So epidemiology may in the simple definition, epidemiology is a method used to find the cause of healthy outcomes and the diseases in population. In the sense, by the definition of epidemiology, the study of or the scientific or systemic or data driven of the distribution, which means frequency, pattern means as noun, it is time, place, and the person, and determinants, which means the cause or risk factor of health related status and events. To the reason of this, you see, may this science or this inquiry science, it also the application of the control of healthy problems. To the reason of this, nowadays epidemiology is a science which studies the distribution and the determinants of the healthy and the healthy related event in population. And so the application of this knowledge for the promotion of the healthy, prevention and the control of the disease. So, may as a modern definition of the epidemiology, of course in epidemiology there are three words, which means distribution, frequency and determinants. To the reason of this, epidemiology is a study of the distribution and determinants of the health related status, or epidemiology is a study of the event in a specific population, and the science, the application of the science of the study to the control of healthy problems. To the reason of this, as the whole, the originated word of the science from the three Greek word, just what you know from the EP demo with logos. That means just it is the science of epidemic, or epidemiology is the study of the distribution and the dynamic of the action of the disease in the human population, which means the science, a study of the distribution and the power action of the disease in the humans. So, in other words, just study the distribution and the determinants of the health related. You see, just epidemiology, in epidemiology there are three words which means just frequency, distribution, and also determinants. To the reason of this science study of the frequency, distribution, and determinants of diseases and other related problems in the population, which means the application of this science to prevention and control of the healthy problems. So, because of this, in epidemiology science, just you must search the knowledge to apply in the healthy service. In the service, just this is may it needs a being positive. What means the being positive? Just you must search the knowledge. Or in epidemiology science, search for knowledge or search for your knowledge by itself, then you must apply to the healthy service. In the so in epidemiology, just there are several objectives of the epidemiology. From several objectives of the epidemiology, you can see some three parts, which means describe or to describe the distribution and the magnitude of the healthy and the disease problem in the large number of population, or just in as pharmacoepidemiology ones. Just in this science, in inequality science, the first objective of epidemiology is simply describe the distribution and the magnitude of the disease problem in the population. The next one is just to identify the etiological factor, which means the risk factor in the population. The other one is to provide the data or essential data to planning. Just may is others the essential data to may implementation and the evaluation of service for the prevention, control, treatment of the disease, and to may to setting up the priority of this service. In the other words, there are two. Simply, there are two aim of the epidemiology. Just simply, you can categorize into parts, which means the first or the aim of epidemiology is just to minimize or reduce the health problems, or may its consequence. The next one is to promote the healthy and well-being of society as a whole, which means in generally the aim of the epidemiology. Just as the whole of the motto of the professional motto or aim is as noun to maximize the health benefits and minimize the risk of patients. And so in other words, just to minimize what I mean, just to replace and maintain the quality life of the patient. To the reason of this, the aim of this science is just to eliminate or reduce the health problems or its consequence, and to promote the healthy and the well-being of society as a whole. So, in the other, when we come to purpose of epidemiology, just the purpose of epidemiology is to investigate the nature of the health related, and the other one is study the natural history of the disease, even if to identify the cause and the risk factor of the disease, and to recommend or assist application of preventive and therapeutic measurements, and to the last, to provide the foundation for public policy. In the other words, as epidemiology is a disease method science, or as epidemiology is the inequality science, just we can categorize in disease issue, disease frequency, and the distribution of the disease, which means simply the component of epidemiology in the disease issue. Just we can categorize in two parts, which means disease frequency and so distribution of the disease. Just simply the disease frequency ones And simply the disease frequency rate and the ratio and so distribution of the disease, which means simply the component one is disease frequency and so distribution of the disease. Just here is just the disease frequency means in rate and the ratio. Just may as example rates, incidence rate or prevalence rate and so it is. And so ratio may say X ratio and so doctor to population ratio. Sorry. So the next one is disease in community, just like here. So simply in epidemiology, just the component ones is disease frequency and the distribution of the disease, which means as the issue of the disease. May the other word is just what I told you as first, or may from the some college face-to-face class and from the voice class. There are several terms in the epidemiology definition, which means especially there are three terms: frequency and distribution that determines. In frequency by itself, the word frequency, which is equal to the quantitative ones, which means it is so the matter of number. The number one is statistical number. The statistical number is epidemiological or the healthy issues. To the reason of this frequency, just it is a quantitative science, which means it measures the frequency of the occurrence. In the other or in the sense of this, to assess the occurrence of disease in number. To the reason of this frequency in epidemiology, the frequency once it is the matter of number. The matter of number which is equal to the quantitative. The quantitative is it must be epidemiological quantitative science. That one is specially as epidemiology, healthy quantitative numbers, which means epidemiological number. So the next one is so the next key term in epidemiology definition one is the distribution. In distribution definition, just the question, three questions as matters, which means who, where, and when. So in this definition or in epidemiology, what I mean in the distribution issue, just who, where, and when of the occurrence of healthy and the health related events. The next one is the factors what or determinants ones. That one is a factor which may be event or characteristic or any bring of all about the change in healthy and the health related conditions. May in this word may it refers to why diseases occur in certain place, in certain period, or in certain population groups. That one is the factor, or especially here is even if in biological or the others, just it is factors ones. That one is determinants. Just in this word you see, just may remember it refers to why this is occur in certain place or in certain period is other in certain population group. And so the third one is here. So may here is all about the mathematical word of the originated term or the meaning. May I think so it is difference the meaning and so definition was the meaning is or the meaning of epidemiology is the three Greek words what you know which means demo or ep plus demo with logos mathematical which is equals to epidemiology, but the definition once is the study of anything happen to the people or as noun. Just epidemiology is a cornerstone of public health, even if epidemiology is the study of disease prevention in the healthy problem, control of healthy problems, and so epidemiology is the science of solving healthy problems. That one is all about the definition of the epidemiology. So in epidemiology there is study in the source others may just here is the scientific discipline as noun. If the study is the discipline, study is procedure, study is protocol. Just in the short word or the simple word, study which is equal to discipline. That one is in science of inequality. You see, that one is, it is a science or the scientific discipline which has its own foundation or sound method of the scientific inequality. In the sense of this, you see, it is a basic science of public health. So remember it in epidemiology definition, the three orders: distribution, determinants, and also frequency. Which means in distribution there is pattern. Pattern which is equals to in person or time or place. And the reference one is what I mean. The frequency one is a reference to the measurement of frequency of the health-related event. So, in other words, the application of the epidemiology. What's the application of by itself epidemiology? In epidemiology, of course, the application one is governance and healthcare, and so may practitioner, just like pharmacoepidemiology ones. Just as the same is true, it is the science of inequality. This epidemiology ones, this method, and so as now pharmacoepidemiology is drug methods. Now, of course, pharmacoepidemiology ones, it is so epidemiological method, but the issue area is clinical pharmacology. In this science or in this epidemiology science, application of epidemiology is also to prevention and the control of healthy problems. To the reason of this, epidemiology provide information for the action. As known, epidemiology is so it is a pediatric science. And so may the aim of all about frequency distribution of the disease identified may effectiveness, prevention and the control of strategies. That one is the application of the epidemiology. In generally, or the single overview of epidemiology or the single overview objective of the epidemiology is as known. Everything we do must directly improve the health of the people. Here is all about the single overview objective of the epidemiology. The single overview of epidemiology, just simply it is so act as motto, which means just everything we do must directly improve the health of the population. This is why epidemiology is the science of solving healthy problems, and just epidemiology is the cornerstone of public health, and so epidemiology is the basic science for the public health. Here are all about the philosophy of the epidemiology. Just as now it is so philosophical study of the health problem, of course, and so as now epidemiology is the art of the art of the disease or the art of the healthy controlling healthy problem. To the reason of this, it is an art of the possible, or it is art simply. And so epidemiology is a science with wider application. You see? So, in shortly, epidemiology is so philosophical study of healthy problems, and epidemiology is so it is the art plus a science, or epidemiology is action or the combination of art and the science. So it is an art, and it is a wider application. It is wider. Just why epidemiology is philosophical study of the health problem. Overall, human disease just does not occur at random. Just all about here is why physiological, what I mean, philosophical study of health problem is in epidemiology philosophical. And so in the next, why epidemiology is art. Of course, epidemiology is art, and of course, epidemiology is so the science. So, why epidemiology is art? Just hear it. Epidemiology is the art of, or it is the art and it is a science. So to the reason of this, art of epidemiology is here. Skill appropriateness, it is creativity science, it's innovation science. So innovation are essential in epidemiology, which means just especially if you are a epidemiologist, just you are exact observational guys, or you are so your observation is tends to exact and so correct interpretation, and so especially rational explanation, and so scientific construction. That one is why epidemiology is so the art. And in the other words, epidemiology is science. Of course, epidemiology is the art, and of course, epidemiology is so the science. Just it follows all basics as science. It has so an order and definitive purpose because of epidemiology is the order. Epidemiology has so ordinative or a definitive purpose, and so as science it is scientific and so has sequence relevance, and especially it follows the ethics. And the may as noun, it has a wider and acceptable application. Just to the reason of this, you see, it is so it has a wider and so it has a wider and acceptable application. Acceptable application. To the reason of this, just epidemiology is so the science, and so epidemiology is may in here all about who is epidemiologist. Just simply it depends on the qualification of epidemiologist. You must as epidemiologist, which means may you must through the ethics and all about familiar with statistical teachings, which means it is a statistical means it is the matter of number. The matter of number is statistical number. The statistical number is especially epidemiological or solving healthy problem systemic statistical teachings. And so all about here is why epidemiology, why who is epidemiologist, which means just you must familiar with statistical to the last of good knowledge of bacteriology, and so all about especially the wider swans, the wider swans. So in other words,